All right. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the annual organization meeting of the Cheltenham Board of School Directors. Mr. Burdell Williams, would you be willing to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Burdell Williams, would you also be willing to read the acknowledgement and honor of Indigenous and diverse communities?
I would be honored. We begin this meeting with acknowledgement of and honor for the many legacies that have impacted our community, particularly those buried over time. Acknowledging truth is critical to building mutual respect and connection across all barriers of heritage and difference. Cheltenham Township stands within the Lenape-Hokiink, the ancestral homeland of the Lenni Lenape civilization. Their people were and still are caretakers of this land and its rivers, and their legacy continues. We pay respect to their elders, past and present. Our community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy to making the history that led to this moment. Some were brought here against their will. Some were drawn to leave their distant homes in the hope of a better life. And some have lived on this land for more generations than can be counted. Please take a moment to consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, migration, and settlement that bring us together, and as a school district committed to equity and social justice that fosters intellectual curiosity and discourse, join us in uncovering such truths.
Thank you, Mr. Burdell Williams. Next item on the agenda is roll call, which will be conducted by Ms. Harding.
Present.
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 Present. Present.
Present.
Present.
Present.
Just to ensure that Ms. Blitzstein is able to participate, can we confirm her audio, her AV is working? We couldn't hear her.
I'm present. I didn't hear my name. I couldn't hear
Understood.
anything, just you.
Well, for the record, all of our names were called before we said present.
Okay, I'm here, present.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is public comment on agenda items only. If you are in the room, you're welcome to walk up to the podium, state your name and where you reside within the district. And if you are online, you can, streaming via Zoom, you can raise your hand and you will be asked to unmute. And if you're watching via some other streaming service not on Zoom, you can send an email to csdboardmeetingcomments@cheltenham.org. I assume there are no comments. Okay, thank you. The next item on the agenda is the nomination and election of board president. Are there any nominations for the office of board president? Dr. Whiting?
I would like to nominate Ms. Pamela Henry.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? All right. Is there a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
Mr. Ritter Williams, who is second? Ms. Murphy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We will now proceed to a vote on the election for board president. All in favor of Miss Pamela Henry for board president, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. I am an aye and the motion passes. Here you are, Madam President.
Okay, can we switch chairs? I feel like I'm sitting like real under the table. So thank you, Mr. Schultz. And I would just like to add a few words in that I am honored that you all have entrusted me to be board president for yet another year. And I am looking forward to our continued collaboration and for the work that and the focus that we have for the benefit of all of our students here in Cheltenham and ensuring that they have the type of valuable instruction and experience here in the district that really prepares them for the future. Dr. Scriven, I am honored to support you again as board president. And I'm looking forward to working with you and your administrative team in this coming year. And thank you for your trust in me. I appreciate it. Okay. And so next we will have nominations for the election of vice president. And so are there any nominations for the office of board vice president?
I nominate Dan Schultz.
Are there any other nominations? Okay, is there a motion can I have a motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Burdell Williams and Ms. Mulhern. All in favor of closing the nominations, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. We will now proceed to vote on the election of the vice president, Mr. Dan Schultz. All in favor of Dan Schultz for board vice president,
Aye.
please say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Mr. Schultz, would you like to offer any remarks?
Sure. Thank you, Ms. Henry. I also want to thank the board for the confidence that you have in me as vice president, as a supporting role to this board, as a supporting role to Ms. Henry and Dr. Scriven. It occurs to me that this is our second year as this board, and also in some ways we are really starting to pick up where COVID had us pause. Dr. Scriven is in full steam ahead. And as a board, we have gotten to know each other and how we function. And I just want to commit myself to helping continue that harmonious relationship that we have been developing, particularly over the past 6 months, because the first 6 months we were all just, folks were getting their feet wet. So I'm looking forward to working this year to help establish with Ms. Henry and with all of you processes, protocols, procedures to keep it moving as effectively as we have been in the past and have been in the recent past. So thank you all very much.
Those are my two overrules. Just came in. Okay, of course, the motion passes for Mr. Schultz to become and remain our vice president. And so next on the agenda are our regular legislative board meetings for the 2025 calendar year. They are listed on the agenda from January through December 9th of 2025. And next, we will have public comment on non-agenda items. I'm sorry, did I miss something? Do we have to vote on this? Okay, I didn't realize that. Thank you. All right, so can I have a motion to approve the regular legislative board meetings for 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Burdell Williams and Ms. Mulhern. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
op- Thank you, Ms. Plastine. Any opposed, say nay. The motion carries and those board meetings for 2025 have been adopted. They have passed. And next we will have public comment on non-agenda items. And so if you are present in the audience and you'd like to speak, you can step up to the podium, announce your name and where you reside in the district. Only one of you can come up and talk anyway, because only one of you live in Cheltenham. Those are my two daughters sitting there and my niece. Do we have anyone online? Okay. And so lastly, our December meetings, December and January meetings are as listed on the agenda. And I'd like to take a motion to adjourn this board reorganization meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Loman and Mr. Burdell Williams. And so the meeting is adjourned.